give me an example of something that would constitute as, I guess, acceptable control or versus unacceptable or toxic.
For instance, like let's talk about the clothes. If he doesn't like what I'm wearing, don't just say, take that off. I don't like that. You know, for me, like my father, he does, when he scolds, he tells, because it's two of us, 2 daughters, 2 boys. He always came with his reason on why he said certain things.
Okay.
And I think it had a lot to do with, because the girls are more inquisitive. Girls are always asking questions. So he will put in some implementation of, okay, you couldn't do this, but I'm going to tell you why you can't do this. So I'm just used to being talked to a little nicely because my father was like that. He would say, for instance, do the dishes. You know, it wasn't go and do the dishes. Is you need to go do the dishes because X, Y, and Z. That was just my dad. Maybe he did that because the girls were more delicate, more... he just was like that with the girls. He was very more sweet, but still direct.
Is your dad an engineer?
No, he's...
Because that's how my dad is too. Like, he loves to give you reasons for why he tells you to do something.
Yeah, you can't just say, oh, go do this, because I'm going to look like, why? Because I'm so used to my dad telling me his why.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
And then what about you? What would constitute as toxic controlling?
Being manipulative and talking shit. I don't like nobody cursing at me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
Chris.
for you guys, it seems as though the way information is conveyed to you is very important versus the content of the information.
For sure.
Because my thing, I kind of look at it like a lot of women look at control, but I look at it as like more boundaries. I think men shouldn't really commit to women that don't have certain things in place. And if I tell you, hey, like I just don't commit to girls that like, you know, dress provocatively when I'm not around or go to nightclubs or go girls' night outs, I think that's unacceptable behavior. You know, some girls will look at that and say that's toxic or that's controlling or whatever. But I look at it like it's just having standards. But the problem is that male standards are almost always conflated as some type of pejorative term, like toxic, insecure, controlling. But like, you know, no one says that women are controlling for saying, I want a man that makes 6 figures, right?
Right.
Isn't that interesting how like female standards are never considered toxic or just you guys having, just you being selective and being high standards. But like, if I say, well, I don't want to commit to a girl that goes to the club all the time or is promiscuous or whatever, that's considered small dick energy.
But I don't think that's the problem.
Yeah,
if you're saying what you like.
Yeah, it's like
people who get mad at that, they're insecure with themselves.
Yeah, and that's
it's like, why you not picking me? Because they find that what you like is not them. So that's why they get mad.
Yeah. I mean, you know, obviously, you guys are taking it fairly well, but you'd be shocked at how many girls get angry when I say I don't think it's appropriate for women to do certain things, especially when they're in a relationship. And it's like, and I'll be honest with y'all, like, I think if the guy even has to tell you, it's already a L. Like, it's a courtesy if he even tells you. Like, because most dudes, they'll look at like, oh, she's doing that? All right, cool. I'm just never going to take her seriously. Sex only category. Checked out from that point forward. And then that's when, like, you'll start to notice the effort drop off. Like, girls say all the time, oh, he doesn't hold the door open for me anymore. He doesn't do this. It's not so much that the guy doesn't like you, as in you probably did something stupid and he said, you know what, this girl isn't worth like a serious relationship, so she's in the sex only category. But what sucks for you guys is like women don't know when they get rejected.
Right.
Y'all get rejected in a whole surreptitiously. We at least with us, when we get rejected, y'all tell us like, oh, I'm not interested, or I got a boyfriend or some shit, or nigga, you ugly.
I need space.
Yeah, or I need space or some shit. But like with you guys, like we'll kind of like, you know, do what we need to do to kind of continue to get sex or whatever.
Fade away.
But if a girl like it, dude, it could be something as simple as like we'll be seeing each other and then you dress really provocatively to go out and hang out with your friends. I'm like, oh, she ain't the one, man. All right, never mind.
Why is everything sex with men though?
Why is
is it because y'all nut every time y'all fuck?
No, it's just in their nature.
No, it's because wait, you want to say?
They nut every time they fuck.
No, that's just
you
how
don't
it
nut when you
works.
Dude, but not every time. Every time y'all fuck, y'all.
No,
a woman doesn't nut every single time.
So here's the part where you ladies kind of need to know about this, but this is how it works for men. It's in their nature to do so. That they have testosterone. That's literally basically what motivates them, that gives them the drive to do what they do. They have to do that.
They have to have sex?
I don't believe that.
Yes.
I
yes.
don't.
You use it or you lose it.
don't believe that.
I think the reason why men, because you said, I want to make sure I understand your question correctly. You said, why is it always about sex with you guys? What do you mean by that specifically?
Like a girl, when we look at men, we don't automatically think like, I'm gonna fuck him. Y'all, as soon as y'all see a woman, oh, I'm gonna fuck her.
Fair.
Yeah.
The reason for that is because as a male, right, we give value to women in many other ways outside of our sexuality. I would argue the last way we give you guys value is through our sexuality. Women look for all these other things before the sexuality even comes in. Versus with you guys, I don't want to sound like an asshole, but the only real value women provide is sexuality. And if you don't believe me, like, I mean, if women didn't have, men would not talk to y'all.
You think so?
Why?
They wouldn't.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Because women are very difficult to deal with. I mean, look, she's a bisexual, right? She even told you herself if she had to pick one gender, who'd she go with? The men. Because men provide far more value in relationships. And I always love asking women that are bisexual, which would you rather go with? And 9 out of 10 times, it's always the men. And the reason why is because with men, at least you're able to get like a multitude of different benefits. If he's ugly, he's probably going to be a good provider, or maybe a charming, or maybe he's a good talker. If he's in good shape and he's not like as he might not have as much money. Like, men have to provide value in some way.
Yeah.
But we have many different ways where we could do it. Versus like for women, dude, if you're not attractive or you're not good sexually, like the guy is probably going to have an issue right off rip.
Well, to be fair, I do date studs, so technically they kind of.
Who pays for the date?
Well, I pay for mine, she pays for hers. But when we first started, she wanted to like do all them. She wanted to open the doors, bring me flowers, come pick me up, or like pretty much do like the masculine things. But I'm like,
but that proves my point even further. So even though you're bisexual and you deal with women, even the women you deal with have masculine traits, which proves my point even more that women don't really offer men much utility outside of. Does that make sense? Like, like if she, like, let's say, imagine you guys were two like regular girls. Like, you would get even less benefit. Like, you'd go half and half on everything. She'd be a diva too. She would take 3 hours to get dressed. She wouldn't have any of these masculine traits.
Yeah, there was a time I told, like, I started to not treat her like a man, I guess, but I was just like, I guess, expecting manly things since that was what she was doing. And she was like, well, I'm a girl too.
What?
And I was like, but you know this, like, man.
You're supposed to do a sound effect to that.
Yeah, but like the reason why, like, so like with men, right? Okay. The other thing I was gonna say too, since a woman's like value to a man is really like one versed, like that's why men are so selective on like their girl not dressing provocatively when they're not there, protecting her sexuality. That's why cheating for you guys is like, if you guys cheat on us, it's the biggest form of betrayal that you can do. Because like, if I cheat on you, like, you can still extract benefit from me. Like, I could be paying your bills, I could be taking care of you, I could still be giving you sex, I can still be giving you that masculine energy, I'll still fight and die for you. But like, if you fuck another dude, like, you're effectively useless, because like that's the only utility you have.
That's
so
what
if I'm like, because when I'm dating you for a lot of the times your beauty and your body. So if you give that to somebody else, that is the biggest slap to me ever. Like, that's like me. If I was to give like a female equivalent, right? Like let's say, let's okay, I'll give you an example that, like, so you guys can get a feeling of the betrayal that a man gets. Like, let's say you're my wife, right? But you don't know that I have a whole other wife. She has a bigger house than you. She has a nicer car than you, and she has twice the kids. And when someone broke into our house when I was with you, I didn't do nothing. But when someone broke into the house over there, I jumped on the fucking robber and I beat him up. Like, a woman is going to look at that as like way worse than me sleeping with another girl. Does that make sense? Like, if your boyfriend cheats on you, but he does everything else right, you might concede on that. But if someone robs you and he's there and he lets it happen, you're never going to forgive him for that.
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
So with men, that's like the equivalent. Like, that's like me, you cheating on me, having sex with another dude, that's like me, like, you're my girl, I tell you you're my girl, I provide for you somewhat, but like on the other day, like, I got another girl, she has a whole other mansion, and I fight for her, but I don't fight for you. Right? And then you find out that she has like the money and shit. Like, that's the big betrayal. Like, with a man, like, you can't give your body to someone else, just like I shouldn't be giving my resources to another female.
Right. I see what you're saying.
I don't like
it if I'm in a relationship and the guy, I don't care if he fuck, but when he start buying her shit and taking
Oh,
care
there
of
you
her,
go.
Oh, there you
that
go.
becomes the problem.
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
care if he fucks. I'm alive.
you love her?
Like all you got was some. Like
Yeah, in most
Well-
cases for men, there's no emotional aspect behind it.
yeah.
While
What
for
I come to
women,
realize,
yeah.
women will accept infidelity from men. It's just that guy's got to be spectacular. Like if he makes money, if he's attractive, if he's like a catch, women will accept cheating from him. But it's whenever girls say, "Oh, I'm not going to accept cheating," whatever, 9 out of 10 times that dude is like average, or she's not that attracted to him. He got her by the skin of her teeth. She looks at him like, I'm a prize. Like, you're lucky that I even am dating you and you have the gall to cheat on me.
Yeah.
So, like, a lot of girls get mad because they feel as though, like, you barely got me and you have the fucking nerve to cheat on me. But, like, if the guy is, like, a winner, like, a lot of girls will, like, you know what? Okay, like, this guy, he loves me. He's attractive. Other girls want him. This is what comes with the territory.
Yeah.
I have a question.
But only for so long though.
So are you guys saying that if guys have sex with other girls, they don't fall in love with those girls from having sex? Like-
There's always the potential.
I
I'm not gonna lie to you.
was
Okay, let me
I'm not gonna lie to you and say
let
they
me-
can't.
Yeah,
was
because
told-
it's like
It
that's
can
something
happen.
that is something that worries me. I don't mind, I guess, if you cheat, but in the back of my head, it would be like, what if you fall in love with that other person? Then now so it's like I think that's why most women don't really want their men cheating, because there's a potential of you liking the other person and then leaving.
Well, that's
Yeah,
where.
that too. And STDs, STIs.
well,
Yeah,
that
that's
too.
not that common as people think. But like, what it really comes down to is like, with
How
women.
you know it's not that common?
Right.
What you be
Yeah.
out here doing?
Well,
it's actually really not. I work in the hospital and yeah.
yeah, it's not
It's
like.
not like
Well,
maybe
actually, no.
one
Since
in
you
a
work in the
thousand, I
hospital,
don't know.
who gets
With gender.
which gender gets the most like I guess diagnosis?
Keep it
of
real.
STIs.
The women.
It's women, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well-
and I think that's because women just have way more sex than men do. Like more women are able to have sex, therefore do, versus like a lot of guys don't because they just can't. So, but anyway, the love thing that you were saying, I'm not gonna lie to you and say, oh no, it's not possible. It's absolutely possible. But I think if the only way, like, once a girl gets a guy, it's like on her to lose him. Does that make sense? Like, if a dude gets down on a knee and proposes to you, or makes you his girlfriend, and like he ends up falling in love with another girl, like you did something wrong, really wrong, because
It's hard
What
for
if you
men.
couldn't split on
It's
the
hard-
D
it's
and
hard for
somebody
men
else
to
There you go.
leave.
splits on it?
It's really hard for a man.
it's hard
to
for men
leave.
to leave. So like
It is.
whenever I see like a dude leaves his girl or breaks up with her, like she did something very wrong, very very wrong. Because dudes,
I
you gotta
don't think
remember.
like that.
No,
I don't-
here I'll explain.
no, I don't
I'm gonna tell you
think
why. Men have to work way harder to attract women. So you gotta remember, the first date we're paying, we're planning, we're setting everything up from the beginning. We have an enormous amount of skin in the game. So if we get to a point where I'm not just courting you, but like you're like a girlfriend, I put significantly more work into the relationship than you have in most situations. Guys that are smart do it where they put skin up front and then they quickly make the girl start to put skin in the game. This is a player. But most men don't fall into that. Most guys put an enormous amount of skin in the game in the beginning, so they don't want to lose what they got. So what's up happening is, if a guy is able to attract another woman or whatever, he'll lie to his girl, like the one that you dealt with, because he put the skin in and he didn't want to lose you. So with men, they will hold on as long as they can. They don't leave women. It's the women that leave because we have to put so much work in. So we value the relationship way more than you guys do a lot of the times.
No, men have. I don't know. In recent times, men are leaving relationships more, and they're getting with like another girl within
Only
week or
so only a
something.
small percentage of men have that ability to leave a relationship and have the latitude to be able to do it and the leverage, because most guys come in a relationship where the girl is the prize, right? The guy got the girl, he had to work really hard. He had to work his way up. Like the girl doesn't like him as much as he likes her, in other words. Very rarely is it where the girl likes the guy more than he likes her and he leaves her, like, or can leave her without like consequence. Does that make sense? So like, yes, are there men that can do it? For sure. But if I take 100 relationships, 90 of them, the girl's leaving. 10,
Okay.
maybe the guy leaves.
Okay, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. But like I said, it's just
And he's got to
like-
have a lot of options. He's attractive. He's got his
Yeah.
money right, or he's doing something very well. He has status. He's famous. Like, this is a minority of men. Like, a majority of guys, dude, are just happy to fucking kiss a girl. It's like really crazy, man.
I mean, if he can get you, he can get other girls too. So maybe that archetype of guy can do it, but most guys can't.